Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Thursday, the 26th of October 2017. I'm Darren Sinden, and don't forget you can follow me on Twitter all day by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, overnight changes, price moves to be aware of. A relatively quiet session, but I will just flag a few points here. First of all, sterling continues to appreciate 132.68. Cable was trading a short while before we came on air. The New Zealand dollar still looking fairly friendless, 68.85. The new government's being sworn in New Zealand today, but remains to be seen whether that will stem the deterioration in their currency. Dollar Canada 127.95 trading. Bank of Canada met yesterday, of course, and didn't raise interest rates. Remains to be seen when they'll take their next step higher. And if you hadn't seen it already, the rand is trading with a 14 handle against the US dollar. Now, we've spoken a fair bit about commodity currencies and the movements therein over the last week or so. Most of that's not been related to underlying commodities, but rather politics and macro data. The question I'm asking here is, will the US dollar continue to make gains versus the commodity names? Here's the rand against the US dollar, and in the lower charts, the New Zealand dollar to the US dollar as a ratio against the rand, and as you can see, they tend to move in synchronicity. So even though there are different drivers for the moves in these currencies, they do seem to be in lockstep on the downside. Right, what's on the calendar? Events that may move the markets today. It's a pretty interesting calendar. Not much data. What there is worth paying attention to. First of all, at 6 o'clock GMT, we'll have the GfK Consumer Confidence Survey out of Germany for November. At 7:45 GMT, the Reserve Bank of Australia Assistant Governor de Bell will speak. Obviously, inflation data out of the Australian area has been weak of late, more weak figures this morning actually, in fact, so it'll be interesting to hear what he's got to say. 11:45 GMT, the start of the most important part of the day, the ECB meeting in Frankfurt, their interest rate decision and deposit rate decisions, and that's followed at 12:30 by the crux of the matter, the ECB monetary policy statement and press conference. Mr. Draghi outlining his plans, presumably about tapering the ECB balance sheet. Of course, he could surprise us and take no action, but whatever, the market will be glued to their screens around these times. In between time, we'll have continuing jobless claims out of the US at 12:30 GMT and pending home sales after the ECB presser at 1400 GMT. Then, if that wasn't exciting enough, at 14:30 GMT, Neil Kashkari, who's an FOMC member, will be speaking in the US. We've also got the small matter of Catalan Parliament being in session today, responding to moves from Madrid to potentially take over running of the semi-autonomous state. And at 23:30 GMT, we'll have consumer price index data out of Japan. Right, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight. First of all, China's Shanghai composite index has hit a 22-month high as Asian equities continue to rally. Perhaps not unrelated to this, it's been revealed that there are now more billionaires in Asia than in the USA, according to private bankers UBS in a new report they published. Fresh elections are to take place in Kenya today, although the main opposition candidate, Raila Odinga, has already withdrawn and called for his supporters to boycott the event. Moving back to Asia, South Korea's Q3 GDP rose by 1.4%, its best performance since 2010. Right, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day. Barclays has surveyed Japanese bond investors this week after Sunday's lower house elections in Japan, and we share some of their responses about assets and their drivers here. Do take a moment to study these charts. There's lots of data, and we can see how the Japanese bond investors' views have evolved about which markets represent opportunities and what the drivers might be for growth therein. Right, thank you for your time today. Please take a moment to read the risk warning. If you're in any doubt about the risks of trading CFDs or foreign exchange and margin, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative.